Well, happy Friday. It's been an interesting week, hasn't it? And things go on. It's an election week. Challenging. You may look at it one way, you may look at it another. Regardless, I guess in a sense, we're all in it together. However it comes out, we'll still all be in it together. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, it's a great day. Hope it's a good day for you. Look forward to a lot of good things throughout the weekend. It's going to be a great weekend, I believe. I really believe that. So glad you're with me today in my little world for a moment. I was thinking today about how we need people of reason, people of thought, people who understand what's going on in our times. There was a time in David's reign when he needed people who understood. There's a statement in 1 Chronicles 12 that talks about the sons of Issachar and some leaders among them. In the 32nd verse of the sons of Issachar, it talks about, I think there were several hundred of them, 200 of them anyway, at least 200 of them, of the sons of Issachar. And it says, who had an understanding of the times to know what Israel ought to do. Now, isn't that something? We need people who understand the times and know what we ought to do. I was thinking a little bit about a fellow by the name of Rex Tucker. He was the principal of Tulsa Central High School in the 1970s. He'd been an educator and a teacher for a great number of years. He'd been the principal at Tulsa Central High for a good while. It was an interesting school, integrated, mixed racially in that regard. It was not affluent and it was not poverty. It was quite a mixed bag of students from all around the center part of Tulsa. I happened to be a student there in those days. I wasn't as closely acquainted with him as some were, but I did have occasions where I was with him, sat in groups. No, I wasn't sent to the principal's office because I was in trouble, so just get that out of your mind. But in reality, I was there more than once, got to be there, got to be a part of some things. What I knew about Rex Tucker was he was an old school principal. He believed in things being a certain way, and ordered and system, things like they had been for many years. One of the things that had been the same at that school for quite a while was the dress code. In the dress code, it told how short or long a young man's hair could be, particularly how long it could be, and the clothes that the young women could wear and what they couldn't wear and so forth, and the guys too. And it was a time, as you know, in which there was a lot of upheaval from the young people. The music, the literature, the things that we studied, the freedoms that we felt were growing day by day. On one occasion, the students at that high school felt like they were being oppressed by the dress code. We'd approached the principal more than once. That's one of the reasons I was in his office one time, to talk about the dress code in specifics, each reading from what it stated, telling him how we wanted it changed. He had not been antagonistic, but he had not been all that cooperative either. Ultimately, there was staged as it was a part of the times, a sit-in. Students from throughout the school decided to stage a sit-in in the main hall outside the principal's office and the main offices of the school. So students were all over the floors and stairs, hallways, all up and down around that area. At one point, I remember very specifically, Rex Tucker stepped out of his office door, had some sheets of paper, I couldn't read them from where I was, which he claimed to be the dress code of the school. He held them in the air and he tore the paper. And he said, we'll write a whole new dress code. Before long, the hair code was out. Young men grew their hair the length they wanted to grow it. Girls dressed the way they wanted to dress. Some of it probably needed to be changed. Some of it may not have been for the best. But there wasn't any great upheaval. There wasn't any great problem. In the next couple of years, there was no real rebellion. It was just a little more openness, a little more choice, and most got along with it well. When I think about Rex Tucker, I remember that occasion. I don't know exactly how he felt about it. I don't know what he thought would happen. I don't know what control he thought would be lost or gained by what was being done. But I think he recognized the times, and he made the adjustment. It can be difficult to adjust to the times we're in. Sometimes we need someone to remind us. Maybe David needed those men of Issachar to remind him of what was going on, to advise him about the times and say, here's where you draw the line and here's where you don't. I know there were occasions when my own parents would sometimes discuss things that they felt like each one feeling like needed to be a certain way. And I know my father would say, that's not a battle. I think we need to fight. Somewhere along the line, sometimes my mother even learned it. Maybe you can relate to that. We need to understand our times. For when we understand our times, maybe we can relax a little bit and maybe we can deal with them on a little better level. I think we need to. Rex Tucker did. Worked out pretty well. Everybody got along. I don't know whether everything went right, always. Probably a few hiccups along the way. But when we understand the times, let me encourage you, try to be one of those who understands the times, or draw near to those who have a good understanding and listen to what they have to say. Generally, all of us will do a little better when we do. Hey, let's be men of Issachar, or women, whatever the case may be. Glad you're with me today. It's a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday and enjoy the coming days. Before long, winter will get here, but it's a great time. So have a great day and we'll talk some more later on, okay?